Hello and welcome back to the couch. We saved you a seat. My name is Luke and this is Emily. We're talking about A Court of Mist and Fury. The first 4 chapters will start in 1, 2, 3. Welcome back to the couch. We saved you a seat. My name's Luke.
And I'm Emily. Hello.
Yeah.
Welcome to the first episode of A Court of Mist and Fury. Reaction.
Yes.
Chapters 1 through 4.
Yes, I say. Yes.
I think this book, to start off a little bit different, we've had some information from folks that are watching that are not rereading along with us.
No.
That appreciate a bit of a recap at the top here, so that they remember what the hell actually happened in these chapters. So, you ready for a little recap of what we just read?
Before we do that, if you'd like to follow along, you can find the link for this book in the description of this video. And if you want to continue to support the channel, because it supports the channel, you can join the membership. We now have 3 members. Congratulations, Emmanuel. Good to see you. And outside of that, you can, like and subscribe, or what Emily likes to say. So, beyond further ado, hit it.
Sweet. Welcome back to Feyre's post-traumatic magical girl era. Chapter 1. It's been 3 months since she died, saved everyone, murdered innocent people, and clawed her way out of hell. And now she's vomiting, starving, and sleepwalking toward a wedding she doesn't want. She feels trapped, isolated, and hyper-aware that no one will talk about what happened to her and what she had to survive. Tamlin's solution? Silence. And a big dress. And a priestess with a Pinterest addiction, which brings us to chapter 2. Wedding preparations are suffocating Feyre. Tamlin's laser focused on keeping everything perfect and peaceful, which means shutting down every conversation that might involve trauma, fear, or magic. Feyre is feeling useless, locked in a manor, and denied any chance to train or learn about her new powers. Enter Ianthe, the high priestess who becomes a polished, performative force, pushing Feyre toward a future she's clearly not ready for. Chapter 3. As the wedding gets closer, Feyre's mental state spirals. She's having panic attacks, intrusive memories, and her magic is flaring in dangerous ways because she's repressing everything. Just push it all down. She tries again to talk to Timmy Tam, but he refuses to hear her. Her dread is not cold feet. It's her entire body screaming that she cannot go through with this. Everyone around her is ignoring her while she's unraveling. She's literally wasting away. Her magic's having panic attacks with her, and everyone around her is pretending she's just tired. To Tamlin, it's an intrusion, but to Feyre, it's a real breath of relief that she has. By chapter 4, she's seconds from imploding at the altar. The wedding day arrives, and Feyre is barely functioning. She's shaking, numb, disassociating as she walks down the aisle in a dress she did not choose, surrounded by people who won't listen. And when she mentally screams for help, the man who shows up is not her fiancé. It's Reese Peasy, the smirking, shadow-soaked, I've been waiting for this moment, High Lord of Night. He steps out of shadows, invokes their bargain, and rescues her from the ceremony. He crashes the wedding, will whisk her off to the night court. And that, my friends, is how A Court of Mist and Fury begins.
You only missed a few parts, and before we say that, hey, let's give it up. What are we doing here? Right now, that was, at the very least, a phenomenal performance. Like, at the very least. We're not even joking. No, I mean, it was spot on. You didn't miss the spot. But they've got fucking plumbing.
They do.
They have fucking plumbing. Like, when I read that, I was just like, why are we riding horses? We got why are we? You got indoor plumbing? It's all the rage. I mean, what? They have fucking toilets that are like porcelain.
Yeah.
Anyway, that blew my brain. Like, that's the first chapter. I'm like, they have fucking indoor plumbing. What the fuck?
You want to know why?
Yeah, hit it.
Because these books are largely written for girls, and we don't want to have to be outside.
No doubt. You know what's awesome, by the way? Peeing outside. As a matter of fact, I could poll every man. I polled every man that I know about this when I thought to ask the question. What is the perfect temperature to pee outside? And every man agrees. It is a 100%. Do you want to know? Do you want to know the secret?
No. Tell me.
When it's just a little bit cold.
Okay. It must be nice to know that the world is your toilet. You can just go wherever, whenever. Must be nice.
Aim downwind. Yeah, it's awesome.
Girls don't have that. We don't have that. So yes, we will suspend disbelief for the fact that we want to have indoor plumbing and a toilet.
You know what you do? You know what you do have? You've got the capability of acting like a high priestess who can get laid all the time, which is my new favorite character. Actually, how do you say her name? Because I was like, Ian.
Ianthe.
Ian was hilarious. I was like, oh, Ian's such a whore. Like, I was having so much fun.
Okay, first of all, we do not slut shame people on this podcast or on this.
No. Listen. I have been. I'm not like it's not a bad thing. It is.
I know.
What it is though. Like
I'm just making clear other people know. I know your intentions. I'm just making sure other people know as well.
Yeah. It's like it's the same as me being like, oh yeah, she's a dude. He's a dude. It's a way of being. It's not like has nothing to do with sexual orientation. But sure. She's hilarious. She reminds me of like Feyre's long lost cousin, and Lucian is like her brother, right? So there's this like awkward familial sexual relationship that's happening there, and he's like, ew, and she's like, no, but seriously, you want to touch me? It's so funny. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
That's exactly.
It's hard the vibe she's putting out for sure.
Yeah. And it's clear that it's like he's the one she can't have, and that's all that matters to her, and it's awesome. But no, she reminds me of, and I hate to say this because this is a little bit more like she reminds me of like the DC girl who like, oh, you grew up in a healthy household and nothing ever wrong happened to you, and you were supported all throughout your life, and you were allowed to be a rebel your entire life, and no one said nothing to you because you're hot, and that's it, and smart, hot and smart. And so yeah, like the amount of what do you want to call it, naivete that is that person is hilarious and awesome, and I live around those people. Like they live right there and right over there, and they're hilarious. And I'm like, hey, do you guys know what poor people do? Do you know this chick doesn't even know what a tithe is? And you're talking to her, which is also hilarious that happened in this chapter. It's like, oh, we got to go collect tithes. And she's like, you're just going to make fun of me for not knowing what the fuck that is, aren't you? And he's like, yeah. Oh, God, that was funny. That was actually... That was awesome.
I love your back. You're so dumb sometimes. How he is talking about it.
She's like, you're gonna call me a dumb bitch right now, aren't you? and he does it. But it's hilarious. Yeah, Lucian in this moment is funny. We get just enough of him, because sometimes in the first book it was a little too much of him, and right here, these first 4 chapters, we got just enough. I love that he's like backing Tamlin. She is, in my, like, from a straight man's perspective, Feyre's being kind of a, like, she's operating with like small mindset energy.
Okay.
She's like she needs to talk to somebody about what she's going through, is what I'm trying to say. And all of these other people have.
No.
And she hasn't. No, what I'm saying is they've lived through it. They're immortals. Like, they've lived through these situations before. They already have the experience.
Okay.
She doesn't. And so, like, she needs to, like, go out of her way to be like, I'm not having sex with you until we talk. But she doesn't do that.
She does not. But also, in the sex scene, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, the sex scene, it is not about pleasure. It's about going to somewhere else. It is about using sex to go somewhere else.
Escapism.
It is
100%.
It's escapism. It is not. It's like the only time that she doesn't feel panicked all the time. So it's a tool for that. I will say, she is pretty accurately, she being my girl Sarah, pretty accurately depicting post-traumatic stress.
1000%.
Like, this is not Feyre being whiny. She's fucked up. She needs some therapy real bad.
Where there was so much self-awareness in the first book from the Lucians of the world and the Tim, they immediately don't have that. in these first 4 chapters, and it's kind of jarring.
Yep. Well, here's the thing. Is it that they're not self-aware, or is it that it's back to business? Everyone's been
I don't know.
underground for 50 years. There's not been a kingdom to run. Everything's just been kind of on pause for 50 years while everyone's trapped under the mountain with Amarantha.
Or living in tents out somewhere. Yeah.
Right. Or living in like concentration camps, basically, is what you find out all of the not high fae, what they've been up to. So, yeah, I think that it is well written in that you're dealing with a lot of different people who have had varying degrees of trauma. And they're all kind of trying to collectively deal with it by going, we're just going to act like none of that happened. We're going to just get back to how it's always been before that. Because in their defense, while it's been 50 years for that's a long time, it's not a very long time to immortals.
No, it's not. It's probably, I can't comprehend it, but I agree with you that, like, if we're talking about lived experience and institutional knowledge, or whatever you want to call it, the expectations of a being within that universe, she doesn't have any of that and is expected to just carry on, or not carry on because she's never done it before. But you catch my drift. And the entire like subplot of bringing Ianthe into it just so she has someone to talk to, who's like her, which was awesome. I think when she comes to the realization, I think it's in the final chapter, when she comes to the realization where she's like, oh, you're here because Tamlin doesn't want to deal with me. Oh. And to help with the ceremony, but also, like, you're here to be my best friend. Got it. Am I misreading that?
No, that's an interpretation. Okay. I'd say, like, she is there for more than that purpose.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it could have been any number of other priests, like 12, I guess, other priestesses that could have showed up, and it just so happened to be an old friend of Tamlin's, who there was like some skepticism as to why they're not together in the beginning, right? Feyre has that kind of like...
Well, she basically is like, I mean, it's back to her old bullshit where she's like, but she's so pretty, she really should be with Timmy Tam, because I'm nothing. That being said, she's had some trauma.
That's a solid thought as an individual, right? Yeah. There's not many people like I was talking about, this Ianthe person is one of these people who are just like, oh, you don't have any issues. You have no trauma whatsoever. And like they go as far as to say she never went under the mountain.
Oh no. So her family went and fucked off.
They went to like another land, which I thought was kind of awesome.
Which is in the map on the book, first page. It's over in this weird... Oh, come on now. There you are. Yes. It's up here.
Yeah, they were hanging out in the north. But she's my new favorite character because we lost sexy ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Not really. Yeah. But now we have this like priestess who's like can get any guy, and she even gets this like hungry look about her, which is awesome. I think is that's like one of those moments where I'm like, hell yeah.
I'm plugging in. Hold on. Somehow my computer was not plugged in. All right, sorry about the motion sickness, everyone.
All good. She's awesome. Like, Lucian's cool. I hate that like they sort of mention the family for a moment. I hate that they're not at the wedding. I feel like that's like Tamlin wouldn't screw that up in the first book. And if not saying that she wouldn't have freaked out if they were there. I think it would have maybe been worse. But well,
they don't know what happened to her yet.
Right. Also, the wedding feels extremely rushed. Like, what's the point of throwing this wedding a couple of months later when you're immortal?
Again, I think it's like everyone's like, it's propaganda. It's like, we're fine. Everything's fine. You know what would solve right now? A royal wedding.
Yeah.
That would fix it.
My actually, outside of the glorious sex scene, which we will get to because it's hilarious and awesome, especially the part at the end when she's like, I'm fine. And then she tells you that she does. I mean, it's a hilarious, typical girl thing. And dudes do it too. But anyway, the Braun. When Braun tries to pay her a compliment, because he can tell she clearly isn't having a good time. And he's just like, I mean, I thought you did great when you killed that worm. I thought that was spectacular, how brave you were. And she's just like, I didn't want to be there. It was so funny. I was like, as a typical dude compliment, it's like, hey, you're hot. And the girl's like, I'm in PJs. Get the hell, it's that same. It's the same energy. Like I gotta find something nice to say, so I'm gonna say the thing that I think is maybe the most impressive that wouldn't be impressive to anyone at all. Good. So good. I laughed out loud at that moment. I was like,
I love this is one of the things where like I love talking about this with you because I did not read it like that. So it makes me really happy to hear that was like your take on it.
Yeah.
Because like I took it as like he was almost like broing out because like he knows that she's like here's the other thing, she has not worn pants since she got home.
Yeah.
Right? Like from a girl who hates wearing dresses, she has done nothing but wear pretty dresses since she got back from under the mountain because she's like, I don't want him to remember that I had to go do all that and it would just stress everyone else out, so I'll just wear the dress, it's fine. But like Bronn was under the mountain, so he's like, dude, the way that you like kicked that worm's ass was awesome. Like that's kind of like how I read it, because he knows her for who she like really is because he witnessed the whole thing. And he was like, dude, man, like if you don't mind me saying, the way that you did that was fucking awesome.
So to me, I read it kind of like that, but like from a place of insecurity.
Oh, okay. See, and I didn't catch the insecurity. That's why I'm saying like I just like it.
At the moment, I think it says that Ianthe was paying more attention to the other guy. And so he was just like, and then Ianthe noticed, and Ianthe was like, fuck, dude, don't say that. And she just grabbed her by the arm, and was like, come on, be my girl.
And we're done with that now.
yeah. I'll see if I can find it because it is like one of those like.
Yeah, I don't think I clocked that for it to be that way. So I'm glad that you brought it up.
Well, like okay. So you were talking about when you read these sorts of stories, you place yourself the point of view. When there's moments of, when there's moments like this where the main character has like a needle drop moment. I'm like, oh boy, I've heard the music in my head stop before. That sucks. Like, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's so funny. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
It's good. That's why everybody reads books like that. I do. Not everybody does. I think it's just because of acting or whatever. I'm constantly myself in the lead role of everything, so makes sense. I have that an ego.
You are a star, I say.
I'm a star.
We did fan cast this book. I did not put myself in any of them, which is kind of silly.
I did not either.
Who I had one in my head that I was like, oh my god, I forgot that guy. But it was the other day.
Shout out Liz, book rating Liz system. She texted me about watching the fan cast, and she said Willem Dafoe as the adder. And I was
That's who I was thinking too. That's it, Willem Dafoe. Yeah, because I could see the smile, like that big teethy,
like crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Hot take to Jim Carrey also. Jim Carrey young Jim Carrey for Lucian also.
Okay, so I think you should be looking in chapter 3 for that if you're looking for it.
It's okay. We covered it. Yeah. It's just one of those things where he's just like, they're like, hey, Oh, Feyre, like, I remember it's like, it just felt very high school. I read it like a high schooler, right? And so that's a hilarious moment. Alice thinking the dress is ugly is hilarious.
The
Actually,
dress
everyone thinking the
is
dress is ugly
ugly.
is hilarious.
Straight up, the dress is fugly.
It's fugly. Her not getting to do anything, Feyre, even though she showed everyone that she's the most capable person. You know, she actually passed an unpassable test. And her not getting to do anything because Tamlin is like a grumpy bitch. This continues my dislike for Tamlin, FYI. Like this, because I left the first book thinking, oh boy, he's made my least favorite character in this book, and now it's even worse. Like, I get it, it's worse.
He's not scoring points here in these first chapters. The whole like, no, but like, can I not just go into town though? Like, it's town.
I can't spare the people. She's like, I could run there in under 90 seconds. She's like, it's 5 miles away.
I'm actually high Fae now. It's actually hard to kill me now. Whereas before, when I was just a human, I would die for no reason. It's hard to kill me now, and I can't even go to town. Come on.
I love the part too where she's like bitter about being called like her title. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
She deserves that. She killed a giant worm and then stabbed 2 people under like complete and utter duress. She deserves the title.
Did you catch that like the townspeople give her titles?
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
People have been calling her Feyre Cursebreaker.
Which is a cool
They're like, you're a badass and we love you and we would still be in a concentration camp if it wasn't for you.
So we're going to be talking about leadership soon, which is exciting. How she's going to lead a whole army into war. But now I'm looking for the sex scene because I think we should talk about the sex scene.
Okay.
Because it's hilarious. And like I said, Ianthe is awesome. Ianthe, sorry. Ianthe. Ianthe's awesome. She's, like I said, she just plays like your perfect cousin. And I think I have a perfect cousin. Her name is Katie. Shout out Katie. She has a doctorate and she's got a beautiful family and she's beautiful and it sucks. Shout out Katie. It doesn't suck. She's hilarious. She's also funny too. Sucks.
You're looking for chapter 2.
Yeah.
And I love that he comes in from being out all day and he's like, you awake? You up?
It makes it worse that he's such a douche. Like,
he's a dude. He is definitely a dude.
And she falls for it hard. She sees rippling muscles and she can't, like you said, she can't wait to like escape into his arms. Okay, here he goes. This is where I was just like, Tamlin, I begged. He palmed my breast with his thumbs flicking over my nipple. I cried out, and he burned himself in me with a mighty stroke. For a moment, I was nothing. No one. Been there before. Nice work.
That's
nice work.
Dissociation.
Yeah. That's why people do drugs. That's why people do drugs. Not to have sex, but also to have sex. But yes, that's why people do drugs. That and then crushing the end. I think the end is. By the way, it was a hot sex moment. But whatever. And then
it is a little more graphic than what you were used to from the first book. The first book kind of was like, and then we kind of did it. But this was a little more descriptive.
They banged. They made love in the first book. They banged in this book, in this chapter. I love that Rhys showed up at the end. I didn't want her to get married. I was like,
she didn't want to get married either.
Well, I'd love to know what the holdup is, like what the actual holdup is, because you don't. Like, it's hinted at, and you kind of have to plug 3 and 3 together to make 6. But there's nothing about this situation that screams this isn't my dream wedding other than the dress. So I don't quite understand how the trauma relates to that very specific situation of maybe being trapped, which also maybe that's it.
Yeah.
But
So you may break it down?
Yeah, hit it.
Okay, so we come up with a couple of different scenarios and times where she's talking about how she doesn't like to be inside because she feels trapped, like because she was just trapped and thrown in jail, cells under the mountain, all the things. So like she doesn't like to be indoors. She doesn't like to feel trapped. She also pointedly asked not to have red roses because it reminded her of the fairy blood of the people that she had to kill. And they're like, oh, yeah. Like, literally, she was like, I have no opinion on this wedding. I will wear this stupid cupcake dress. That's fine. I will do all of this.
Sure.
The only thing she has asked is just don't put red roses anywhere. Just don't do it.
Right.
And she comes out to walk down the aisle, and what is littered across the ground? White and red rose petals.
And I'm carrying on with your point, with all of the people who were under the mountain staring at her again.
Correct.
In an ugly dress.
Correct.
Which she was wearing also under the mountain. Anyway.
She's having a full-on panic attack.
Yes.
Because of that situation. Because she, as well, was like, I don't really see why we have to do this so fast, but if it will make everyone forget and move on, I'm a team player. Like, every time she's talking about this wedding, she's not like, oh, I'm so excited to marry the love of my life. She's like, I'm a team player, and I'm going to do it because it's what everybody needs.
And then every night she's waking up and having night terrors and vomiting. Okay, cool.
And can we talk about this? He's a high lord of a spring court. His senses are good, I'm sure. If somebody was trying to sneak into that house, I am sure he would wake up and turn into a beast and like fucking throw down and snap some necks, right?
You ripped them in half, yeah.
So you mean to tell me that you can't hear when your woman is throwing up her gun in the bathroom?
I don't like Tamlin. I don't. I haven't liked him for a long time. Like, get better, dude. It's very it's a thoughtful personality. It's a thoughtful way of thinking, but it's also very like cut and dry. Warm and cold. We didn't even talk about the punishment of the people who couldn't pay tithes because he was going to hunt them down and punish them. Which makes like in their world and the way that they operate, which is animalistic, and inhumane, which is hilarious because they're not humans, but there's just like Tamlin is the nicest one. He's the nicest of the High Lords, but yeah, I mean, where there was a lot of thoughtfulness and caring and intrigue, and it's just not there anymore. And it's their excuses not great. It's just like, we just wanted things to go back to normal. We're finally happy. I have full powered. It's like, yeah, but like you could get married in 20 years. And it would be about the same amount of time for both of you.
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
So,
anyway, I'm not mad about it.
I hear what you're saying from earlier when you're talking about how like everybody else has dealt with it. I don't think anyone's dealt with it. I think that it is unprocessed trauma. And Tamlin is the leader of this area, of this nation, basically. And as the leader, he has said, we don't talk about Bruno. All right, we're not talking about it. We're not bringing it up. We're not doing this. So don't talk about it. Mm-hmm. And that's his stance as the leader. And I think that's why no one is processing, no one's talking about it. Everyone's just trying to move on because he sets the tone.
Yeah. And he's done a piss poor job setting the tone. Because like I said, the love of his life kind of hates him. And only really uses him for sex.
I don't think she hates him.
I
think she loves him.
There's just
He loves
hate's the wrong word. I mean, like, there's like a lack of trust.
I don't even see a lack of trust. I think that she tries reaching out and he is not able to receive that or help her. And he's not really interested in helping her process it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he thinks it's maybe too little, or he can't comprehend what's happening, or, you know, once again, it's like, I've lived for 1,000 years.
And he seems to be,
I've ripped people in half. Like,
he seems to be very like solutions focused. Like, we're not processing the emotion of it. We're just going to do what we need to do next. And so what we need to do next is get married. So he even says to her, like, while they're doing it, we will get married and it will all be fine.
Yeah, I literally thought there was another spell to be broken while that was happening. I was like, is there like a reason? Like, once they tie the knot, does something else magically happen or stop happening? I legit thought that, because it seemed so ridiculous to me.
Yeah, this is just how he's choosing to rule.
Ah, bitch. That's a bitch move. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, I'm glad Reese showed up. Only because he understands the trauma. And he actually talked to her about his trauma.
Yeah, he did in the last book.
And Lucian hasn't talked to her about his trauma. No one has. But Reese
Lucian did open up a little bit when he was talking about his he basically was trying to say why Tamlin is acting the way that he is. So let me go back to that. I think it's like in chapter 3. I highlighted it. Yeah, so he's talking about, okay. He is the High Lord. His word is law. We have this one chance, Feyre, to rebuild and make the world as it should be. I will not begin that new world by breaking his trust. Even if I what? And he says, he gets really, his face pales, and he says, I was forced to watch as my father butchered the female I loved. My brothers forced me. There was no magic spell, no miracle to bring her back. There were no gathered High Lords to resurrect her. I watched, and she died, and I will never forget the moment when I heard her heart stop beating. Tamlin got what I didn't. We all heard your neck break, but you got to come back, and I doubt that he will ever forget that sound either, and he will do everything in his power to protect you from that danger again, even if it means keeping secrets, even if it means sticking to rules you don't like. In this, he will not bend, so don't ask him to.
Well, then, forgive me for forgetting that moment there for a second.
Well, I just mean,
I feel like she didn't take that to heart then. A little bit. She wasn't like, oh, everything about this is bigger than me, and I need to have a conversation with some people about what's happening to me, because I need to address this myself.
She's practically suicidal.
Yeah. Okay. I understand what you're saying, but there's also like hey, there's something wrong here. I need to address this.
Yeah. Well, when you're in that level of depression, I don't know that you can.
She went from being broke and hunting animals every day with a bow and arrow. She has been there. Like, she has been at the place where I gotta make ends meet. Fuck you. Like, she's been there before. I don't know.
She never feel like a sentient living being. I mean, she's hunted animals for food to survive. Yeah. She's never killed a person.
Correct. The first person she killed was a wolf that happened to be a person, right?
But she didn't really know that either.
No, and they wanted to be killed. So, there's just like, there are moments where I'm like, okay, let's just have a conversation. Addresses all of this shit. And that was the problem with the last book. One conversation in the last book could have been like, I can't tell you, but I can write it down. If you say this out loud to me.
I mean, I don't disagree, and I also hate a miscommunication trope, so I get that. But yeah, no, they should talk it out. They should.
It's compelling, and I agree that it's compelling. I think that's cool. It's for Tamlin specifically, and I'm more hating on Tamlin than anybody.
Yeah.
For Tamlin specifically, the caricature that Tamlin has become from the character that he was before the maybe first half of the first book. It's so starkly different. It's like cold, and it's like, you are now my wife. You're now my property. Like, it almost feels like that from her point of view, and that's how I read it. That he's like, you need to stay in my house. Why? Because it's not safe. It wasn't safe before. And I was a human.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could run a 4-minute 5K. Like right now. Like,
there's a difference in protectiveness versus possessiveness.
Thank you. It feels like that, and I'm just like, Tamlin, dude, you gotta quit, bro. Like you gotta stop thinking everything's gonna be magically okay when it clearly isn't. And hopefully after this moment, he's like, oh, everything is not magically okay. However, I don't think that's how that's gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there's going to be a fisticuff. Set of fisticuffs, actually.
I mean,
because that's what I would do. So I'd be like, oh, you came here to ruin I'm going to rip your throat out.
Mm-hmm.
And like I did your ex-girlfriend and my ex-girlfriend.
Yep. So
anyway, we're pretty pumped about this book is what we're talking about.
That's just the first 4 chapters.
It is, and honestly, I can't wait to see what happens with Ianthe, because everybody else I'm okay with, but I want to see how she rolls in this book, because I don't think she and Lucian end up together, even though it's kind of like she ain't Lucian. She ain't a Lucian girl. She just isn't. There's something about that situation that, like, to me, he's like, I've been there, done that, and his best friend's getting married to the love of his life, and he doesn't want to deal with that anymore. And so, like, that's how it reads to me from the first book, how his, like, personality has changed to become this confidant in Feyre's life. And so that's where I see it going. I could be completely wrong. He could be like, oh, I almost said something bad. I'm going to say it, but I mean it in the nicest way. He could turn a hoe into a housewife. Is there a nicer way to say that? No.
I mean, I think it's yes, I understand the sentiment. Cheers to that.
Cheers. But I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's going to find it's going to be a different kind of love story.
Yep. Well, next time
on A Court of Mist and Fury.
Good job. We're going to talk about chapters 5 through 7.
Great. 5 through 7. Go to mark it.
5 through 7.
We will have more content on the channel, so stick around. Buckle up. We've got a lot of things going on. You know what the kitchen couch is, by the way, and I was discussing this with my psychiatrist. Welcome to psychiatry message right here. My psychiatrist today, she actually read these books that we were talking about. She was like, yeah, that's my least favorite one.
This one?
No, this one.
Oh, yes. This one is everyone's least favorite. Yes.
She's like, that's my least favorite one. So I was talking to her, but she was like, that's hilarious. She was like, so what is your channel about? And I was like, well, it was kind of weird for a little while, but now I just kind of hang out with people and talk to them about what they're passionate about and live vicariously through what they enjoy. She's like, what do you mean? And I said, well, one of my friends, she's like huge into this kind of novel. I said, I'm reading ones that she's already read before, and she's getting to, like, experience it with me. I said, dude. She was like, okay. And then I said, I'm watching The Last Samurai Standing, which is a live action show that's like watching anime in real life, and it's awesome. With my younger brother and my older brother, I'm watching a D&D animated show. So the kitchen couch is really just me living my life through other people and being like, oh my God, you like pool? We should go play pool. And so
I would love to know what your therapist had to say about you living your life through other people.
Psychiatrist. Psychiatrist. Anyway, anywho, that's what this channel's for. So if you like this content, please like, subscribe, and share, because you're gonna get to meet the cool people in my life and experience their passions with me. If you have any final thoughts, Em?
No, I think we did great. Excited. Thanks.
Fantastic. Okay, I think that's all I got. So, till next time. Later, taters.
Bye.